What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny. In today's video, we're going to be going over 5 interesting facts that you might not be aware of about Terence Crawford and Israil Madrimov. To get this started, let's talk about facts that you do know real quick to brief you on what's happening. We know the fight is going down August 3rd in Los Angeles. Terence Crawford's going up to 154 to face Israil Madrimov for his WBA belt. The title is on the line, part of Riyadh Season's introductory card into the United States. If you guys are in Southern California or the western part of the US, I say you head out to LA to catch this fight. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 very interesting points about this fight, about both guys, that maybe the mainstream media isn't talking about. Fact 1. This isn't the first time Terence Crawford is going up in weight. When we think about the narrative going into this fight, a lot of the boxing outlets, myself included, have spoken about before the point of, will Bud's power carry up? What will he look like in a new weight class? He's never fought a big guy like Madrimov before. But in reality and in hindsight, these narratives aren't true. Crawford has been moving up in weight his entire career. Specifically, he's done this twice, and we know he's undefeated at 40-0, and we know he's a knockout artist. So every time he's moved up, it's been successful. The first time is when he went from 135 to 140 to challenge Thomas Delorme for Delorme's title, and we know how that worked out in Bud's favor. Bud won via knockout in the 6th. And the second time Bud did this was when he moved up from 40 to 47 to challenge Jeff Horn for Jeff Horn's title, and we know how that ended. Bud knocked Jeff Horn out in the 9th round, and at the time the narrative there was Jeff Horn was the biggest guy in the division. Bud's gonna struggle against Horn, and we know Bud dominated. So to think that we can't expect what we've always expected from Bud, how can we say he won't be successful? Only time will tell. Interesting fact number 2. In Madrimov's total 11 fights, remember guys, he's 10-0 with that one draw. He's dropped every one of his opponents, excluding the draw because the fight ended early, except one. And that one opponent that he didn't drop was Rafael Igbokwe. He won that fight via decision. The interesting thing about that outcome is Igbokwe was coming off a stoppage loss against none other than now current champion Serhii Bohacek. And Igbokwe wasn't just stopped, his corner stopped the fight. He then goes into the Madrimov fight, fights Madrimov the distance, and then fights a guy named Katsarkis and gets knocked out again. So I don't know what this all means. When we think about the pros of Madrimov, we think about his power, but in his short resume, it's not always a consistent narrative in such that he's going to be a knockout artist. It's just something to keep in mind. Fact number 3. Madrimov turned pro in November of 2018. The reason why this is significant, when you think about Bud Crawford's naysayers, they talk about he doesn't fight a lot. We want to see Bud more active. But in November of 2018, Bud Crawford fought his 33rd pro fight when Madrimov was turning pro. Bud fought Jose Benavidez Jr. The significance in this, in terms of the narrative of Bud not being active, since November 2018, Madrimov turning pro, going into the Bud fight, Bud will be Madrimov's 12th opponent. Madrimov will be Crawford's 41st opponent. But since turning pro for Madrimov, 12 fights, the same time Bud, it'll be Bud's 8th fight. So in reality, the younger fighter, when you think about guys like Abdullah Mason, Kermel Moton, these guys are really active. Madrimov turning pro in 2018, only having 12 pro fights, you hear a lot of people saying he doesn't have a lot of pro fights, but you don't hear the inactivity component on that end, but you hear it on Bud's end. And I find that very interesting when you think about where they are in their careers, and that gap isn't that big to say that Bud has been the inactive one. Interesting fact number 4, and it's probably my favorite. Get your calculators out for this one, because we have to rewind the clock to July 23rd, 2016 to find a fight that Bud Crawford won without winning by knockout. It's been over 8 years, 2,900 days to be exact, when he fought Victor Postol to a decision. And like I said, it was the last time that the referee didn't have to stop the fight or that the corner didn't stop the fight. A very tough Victor Postol took Bud the distance. And the last interesting fact that you might not know about Israil Madrimov and Bud Crawford is the last time that each one of these guys lost. For Bud Crawford, you have to go all the way back to the amateurs, 2007. It was August 23rd, over 17 years ago, the last time that Crawford tasted defeat. For Madrimov, you have to go back to 2019, also in the amateurs, over 5 years ago. So going into the fight in August, a lot of things are on the line, a lot of streaks are on the line, titles are on the line, legacy is on the line. So hopefully you enjoyed this video and you go into the fight like myself, learning something new.